Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills every single day of the week. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Be sure to hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification, and never miss another video again. In today's talk, I'm going to talk about the difference between science and engineering. A while back, I wrote this book called Get to the Point, where I talked about how to create essays that showcase your logic and showcase your critical thinking abilities. Now, some people, when they hear logic and critical thinking, they confuse it as the same thing. I drew a distinction. The distinction is that for logic, it's a sequence of because of this happened, while with critical thinking, it's more about if I do this will happen. Logic, by its very nature, it's more theoretical, while critical thinking, it requires kinetic energy. It requires you to get involved. And the one example that I can give you is, let's say for whatever reason, you're running low on toothpaste. The logical approach is to think about pressure, to think about how you have gotten a toothpaste from a tube that was lacking toothpaste before. You're thinking a lot. With critical thinking, it's you are picking up the tube and you're playing around with it, you're experimenting, and from that, you see that by putting a lot of pressure at the end of the tube, you're capable of getting more paste. You thought the paste was done, but it wasn't. Because of this happens, is with logic. If I do this will happen, is with critical thinking. This is the same line of thinking with the difference between science and engineering. Science is a lot about the logic. It's about you playing around with theory, while with engineering, it requires you to get your limbs involved. It requires critical thinking. It requires experimentation. Now, if you were to ask me, both enhance one another. That's why they have the whole STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because all of these acronyms play off one another. However, I think it's really important to understand the difference. In my opinion, though, I get it, science and engineering enhance one another, but I truly do believe that engineering is more important than science, because without engineering, there isn't science. You think about it like this. What came first? The theory of fire or fire? Fire came first. And once we had fire, that's when we were capable of reverse engineering it to see how fire was created. So I'm not undermining the logic by any means. We need the theory, especially to teach the future generation of how the engineering works. But without the engineering, there is no science. As time passes on by, though, you will be fooled, because you will see a lot of the times when science leads to engineering. But for the most part, whenever you trace back a field, you will see that it was engineering that was leading the way. Anyways, I'm done pinning the two against each other. All in all, science and engineering, they have this beautiful synergistic relationship. And if you have no clue what to do in your life, learn more about these two fields. Science and engineering, build your logic, build your critical thinking skills, and you will thank yourself for it. Go ahead and drop that like for me if you enjoyed today's talk, and I'll catch you next time.